The art and science of levitating solid material objects using only one's own mental willpower to control their motions, regardless of their mass, size, gravitic pull, or electrical charge, was the essence of telekinesis. By using a combination of the old mind trick, projection of one's will exterior to one's physical body, and a refined use of force lightning, projecting instead of charged electricity an emanation outward of wavelengths capable of surrounding and permeating the molecules of any material object. This subtler form of energy than force lightning behaved for all intents and purposes like a mentally malleable form of gravity. Accessing one's own mental capacity for mastery over one's nascent potential for telekinesis involves stilling the mind to such an extent that all electrochemical activity in the body's nervous system slows down to a near-total halt. Moritro, or the practice of force hibernation, was attained simultaneously to the ability to manipulate matter mentally and to control any object in one's surrounding environment using only one's own mental willpower alone. Levitation of surrounding objects was thus a frequent occurrence near to those dwelling in a state of deep trance meditative calm, resembling a waking sleep. Using such a form of telekinetic force to push energy, using one's own will, could more than easily topple a person from across a room. However, the real tests of one's knowledge of the force, and in particular the difference between the telekinesis practiced by the Jedi and the use of Sith lightning as a dark side of this same mental over material, gravity-like force, came in applying the art of mentally redirecting the motions of pressurized, invisible gravitic energy densities. By controlling how energy is moved around oneself, one can crush metal easily, but more importantly, one can use one's own willpower and knowledge of this telekinetic method of using the force to levitate very heavy material objects. Applied on larger and more epic scales of size, scope, grandeur, and historical significance, the telekinetic use of the force can assume massive moral passion plays that paint in stark, contrasting tones the ability of one to redirect even the control by others of objects using telekinesis, using only one's own mental willpower over the invisible currents of gravitic force that are all penetrating and all permeating throughout all matter energy. Perhaps the most impressive known use of the mind over matter method for using the force was the downing of an Imperial Star Destroyer by Galen Marek, whose clone was the apprentice of Darth Vader, dubbed the Dark Assassin Starkiller. However, in terms of the most historically significant use of the Force push, the most important use came when Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi confronted Sith apprentice Darth Vader on Mustafar. The result of this direct application of the full force of the one Master Jedi against the full dark side power of the other apprentice Sith shaped the course of all subsequent history. Just so, the most historically significant use of the Force pull method was when Jedi Grandmaster Yoda levitated Jedi apprentice Luke Skywalker's X-Wing fighter starship out of the murky swamps of Yoda's exile world of Dagobah. This feat so impressed young Luke Skywalker that he would continue to seek to develop his own abilities with the Force, following the path of the Jedi Order, and eventually overcome the temptation to join Sith Emperor Palpatine in ruling the New Order Galactic Empire together as master and apprentice.